Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm down here at my workshop. Yeah, no shop yet. So this is it, outside. That's what I got to work with. But it's a beautiful day, and just the way the day went today, I really couldn't get anywhere to do work because of arrangements that I need to be at certain places at certain times. So what better day than to do some maintenance? And this thing is long overdue for some maintenance. So I'll show you what I got going on. All right, so this of course is the 2021 F450 6.7 power stroke. It's got about 41,000 kilometers on it, and I've only done 2 oil changes. I'm a little bit over. Yeah, it's not crazy over, but you should be on your 3rd oil change. And the other thing I have not done yet, and I like to do every 2nd oil change, is my fuel filters. I'm still on the original fuel filters, so I am overdue. For oil, typically I just like to use Rotella T6, just the normal 5W40, but they didn't have any, so I have the Rotella T6 5W40 synthetic extreme temperatures. So that's what I'm going to be using. That's what they got, that's what I'm going to use. And the amount that I tow, of course, you know, the engine oil gets hot. So hey, maybe the whole extreme temperature thing is a good idea for what I do. Regardless, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, then I am doing the oil filter, obviously, the Motorcraft, and I am changing my fuel filters because they have not been done yet. So it comes as the kit. You guys know I have videos on changing these. This is the problem child right here. This guy right here, this is the one you got to be careful about. Typically it's this one. This little plastic elbow can break. They did change the lines up a little bit. They're not as plastic and flimsy as before, but if you see a Ford Super Duty truck alongside the road burnt to the ground, that's the guy right here that caused that. That's the issue. And then the other one, of course, is underneath, right around here somewhere. Where are you on this thing? Again, I haven't changed it on this truck yet. Where? Oh, right there. So there's the other one. So what I'm gonna do to save time is I'm going to drain my oil and drain my diesel filter right here at the same time. You know, why not? The other thing that I'm going to try to do, if I have time, is I'm gonna take these tires off, these ugly looking weird wearing tires here, and swap them to the outside backs on both sides. This one over here is really bad. Camera doesn't pick it up very well, but it is just like, it is a wave, and they're loud. They're starting to drive rough. And the reason, basically, most of the wide front axle trucks, they do this. That's what everyone, I hear from everybody. My 550 does, but I swap those around more often because they're just on steel wheels or steel rims, so I know that they're the same. But these, I was told that the inside of these are not polished like on the outside, so that's why I haven't been doing it. But now, after doing some of my own research, which I should have done from the start, it does in fact seem like the outsides is the same as the insides. They're all polished. So I could have corrected this problem a long time ago and just swapped these around. This is what I'm told now. So I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna take these off, see what the inside's like, clean them up because it'll be full of brake dust, but clean them up and see if that is in fact the case. Because if that's the case, I'm gonna put these on the back, see how bad it rides. If it rides really bad, I've got 2 Michelins sitting right there that will go on. But if they're on the back and they're quiet, then I'm gonna leave them, because these tires on the back, I could get a ton more life out of these. I am gonna get a new set of tires before winter comes, just because these are not the best in the winter time. They're okay, but for now, it'd be nice just to be able to swap these around. Anyway, we'll see about this guy though, because if that guy's riding rough in the back, then he's not staying. But I'm not going to go through the whole process of this because I have videos on changing the oil, I got videos on changing the fuel filters, all that sort of stuff. If I think of little things along the way, I will mention them. Definitely, like I said, The fuel filter in the engine bay is a problem child. You got to be careful with those clips. You can break those off, and then you're in a world of hurt. And then also when you prime, when you put the new filters on and you want to prime your filters, I'll mention a few pointers with that as well, just because you don't want to be burning your pump out. You got to do a few cycles. I'll show you what to listen for. Oil change is pretty straightforward. 3 of these full jugs and 1 quart of another one. Done. So if you have an empty quart jug around, that works, or you can use the sight glass on the side. That works too. And of course you can just keep checking it. But looking at this engine bay, it looks so less appealing than what my 2020 did. This pipe was changed. This pipe was changed. And you know what? I think it's gonna have to happen again. All right guys, so I said I'd give you a couple pointers along the way. One thing is just always put down like a rag or something. I used paper towel, because when you pull those lines off, they're full of diesel. Same as the filter, it's gonna be full of diesel. Next little pointer, as far as the oil change goes, is whenever you put a new filter in, just take your finger, get some fresh oil, rub around the top of the seal, and check to make sure on your old filter that seal is still on it. Because if it's not on it, then it's up in where it screws in to your truck. And 2 seals butted up against each other will not work. And then what you want to do is take the oil, fill up your filter, and then put the filter on. So there's a couple little pointers. You know, like I said, I'm not going to go too crazy in depth on this video on how to do things, but the next thing I will show you once I get the filter on and get the oil in is I'll show you how to cycle your truck to get the pumps and the lines, everything all full of diesel, not full of air. All right, so now we've got the oil filled up. We've got all of our lines connected for our fuel filter in the front here underneath the engine. We have our oil cap back in. We have our oil filter snugged up and cleaned off, so you can see if there's any leaks, any drain, any runs. And we have our fuel filter back up in place with our wire connected, and the drain is closed. So now we're ready to cycle this thing. So with push button start, this is what you're gonna do, but with the key vehicle, you just literally use the key. Don't turn it on auxiliary. And it's always a good idea to have like half a tank of fuel or a little better. So we're literally gonna do this. And you can hear it coming from the tank to the filters, getting fuel through all the lines. And it will stop after a while. Okay. Come in, turn it off. Don't turn it off. Press the start button. Do it again. So you're gonna hear that. And when you stop hearing any gurgling or any of that noise, that's when you're good to start your truck. It could take 5 times, it could take 10 times. It just all depends. Like every vehicle seems to be different. And then that's when you start the truck. Okay, so we've done 12 or 13 cycles now. So let's see if she fires up. Fires right up. So now you want to check for leaks. Everything good there. With this one, everything good there. Look up at your filter, your drain plug, for your oil. Everything good there. All right, so that is done. Now I'm gonna back this down. We'll try to tackle these tires. All right, guys, so let's see if see what happens here. See if the inside's polished and see if my impact gun has enough juice to take these things off. So if they are nice on the inside, I'll be pleasantly surprised, because these wheels are all scratched to crap from when I was living back that road that was all mud and rutted up. The ruts and everything scratched the crap out of these wheels. I'm thinking I might paint these black. I'm not going to spend money on extra wheels, I don't think. I think I'm going to paint them black, and I'll paint this black as well. That's what I'm thinking, guys. My wheels on my Diamond C are black, so I think it'd just look good if these were black. And then who knows, maybe I'll go crazy with blacking all this stuff out. Mirror caps, emblems, that window strip. Oh, the window strip. Yeah, I gotta talk to you guys about this. First off, I noticed that somehow, some way, I have no idea how, there is a dent in my door. I'm not happy about that. But remember, I had to get the back seal on the other side replaced? Well, check out that one. Can you see that? It's lifted, just like the other one, but not quite as bad. Garbage, absolute junk. And I do not know how that happened. I know I did not do anything to cause that to dent, and it's so high. Like, what would be that high to dent that? I can't even figure it out. Like, that is really high. I don't know, but I'm not happy about it, that's for sure. All right, let's see if this will snap these things loose. Oh yeah, buddy. All right, I'm gonna loosen these off and then get the jack underneath there and see what takes place. All right, well, there she's off. Now let's see. I don't think. It don't look like the outside. That nice shiny finish. That would just be too easy, wouldn't it? That would just be too easy. Well, I'm gonna spray some stuff on these and see what takes place here, but I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work, guys. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it, Ford? See, the advantage if these were taken off and cleaned and painted black, then they'd all be the same. All right, guys, it is not gonna happen. They are polished on the outside and not polished on the inside. Man, that sucks. That's not a polished finish right there. Look at that, and look at this. I know it's dirty, but look at that, how it's rough. Then you come look at this. This is a polished finish. So if I get these painted, I am definitely going to get them sandblasted on the inside and painted black on both sides, so that I can just swap these around and make it so much easier. So now I'm going to call the tire shop and see if I can run those 2 Michelins down, take these 2 front tires off, and go swap these out. All right, so we're in the truck with the Michelins on the front, and there's a slight little hum, but other than that, it drives beautifully, beautifully. So let's see what it does here on the highway when we get up to, you know, like 110 kilometers an hour. See if it drives nice and smooth still. You know, check out the balancing. They must have used balancing beads or something, because there's no weights on them, and it was nice and smooth, you know, coming here. I didn't really get up the highway speeds, but we'll have to wait and see. So if you can hear that, a small little hum, but it's not boom, 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 like my old tires were. And perfectly smooth down the road. No shimmy, no shake in the steering wheel whatsoever. They must have used balancing beads. They had to have. Anyway, I'm happy. We got Bauer in the back. Just picked him up from daycare. Having a little munch. Having a little munch, buddy? Say hi. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. We just get on this different type of asphalt, and now they're quiet. All right, guys. So I just got back. The truck drove awesome. So there is the new tires on the wheels. Look pretty good. I don't know if I showed you. They're the Michelin XDS2 mud and snow. Nice tread, got some nice sipes in them. I think that'd actually be like a really good all-around tire. We'll have to wait and see what I go with, but it is kind of funny that the steer tires are more aggressive than the drive tires. It's the exact opposite of really what you're supposed to do. But anyway, whatever, it drives beautifully right now. They did nick up the rims a bit, the wheels, when they were putting these on. I don't think they really had the proper tools, to be honest. But anyway, they're on there. They look good. I'll be painting those anyway. Come here, buddy. Be painting these wheels anyway, I'd say. But yeah, I'm happy with them. 80 bucks, can't really go wrong. Bauer's over there. He wants to go for a bike ride. Every day I come home, he instantly runs over to the side-by-side, wants to go for a drive. Just the dogs out, they're tearing down through the woods, of course. They were inside a lot today. We got some major progress on the overhang. Major progress. She's big. It makes the inside a bit darker, but it's actually at a really good height, because when you're on the inside of the house and you're standing in the hallway looking out, basically the overhang is like the same height as the top of the door, so it blocks absolutely no view of the field, the lake, nothing. It blocks no view whatsoever. This is going to give us a lot more space. You know, we went from a pretty good sized house to a fairly small house. This house is quite small, but this deck, once it's done, the overhang's done, you know, it's going to give us a big usable space. It's very much needed, let me tell you. Our house is jammed full. There's still stuff in the sea cans. We don't really have enough room for everything. And then underneath, we can turn it into a big storage area. Hey, bud. You want to go for a bike ride? You want to go for a bike ride? Say hi. Bubba, say hi. Say hi. He doesn't know what to do. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this one. It was a great day. We got lots of stuff done that I've been putting off for a while. It does kind of suck to take a complete gorgeous day off of getting stuff done, like work-wise, but just the way my day was today, it wasn't going to work out for, you know, for whatever reason. With certain places I had to be to pick up Bauer and stuff like that, I wasn't going to get anything done anyway, so this needed to get done, and now it's done. Maintenance, you got to do it. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for this one, so take care, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.